Hello everybody, I am Ben from Team Panic, and very soon it is a special day because it will mark the 2 years since I started building combat robots. Now, my very first combat robot was overly ambitious. It was a 150 gram ring spinner, and I'll put it on the screen right about here. I don't know if there's any footage of this guy fighting. I will have to have a look for that. But as you can see, it was a 150 gram ring spinner. I couldn't fit all the electronics in it. It was very heavy, and the ring was this. This is acrylic that I had laser cut so that I could get the circle in the middle nice and round. And yeah, it didn't work. I got it into the arena fine, but this disc never spun up, or at least it spun up maybe once, and then the wheel that was sitting in underneath the acrylic broke or got lost or something, and it was a bad thing the whole way around, essentially. It was really great for defense, but it didn't really help me with a whole lot else. Since then, it has never been back in the arena, and I am up to 9 iterations trying to get this thing to work. So in front of me are a couple of different designs here. So this is part of the original stuff. And then this guy here was a design that uses a brushed motor and spun up, kind of, sort of. And then this one here is where I'm actually finally, this is version 9, it's starting to use bearings. And these bearings are for 5mm bolts. They spin relatively freely when I actually loosen these nuts, which do need to be nylocks. But it's also really heavy. Like this, as it stands, is most of the weight for an ant weight, because it's got big bolts and big bearings and big nuts on it. So today we're going to go for a version 10. In honor of my 2 years, we're going to try and get this guy up to speed. But as I am up to version 9 or version 10 already, and I've never seen it spinning, we're going to do this video on 2 parts. Today we're going to focus on trying to find a lighter ring mechanism, and then in the next video we're actually going to try and build this thing properly and jam all the electronics inside of it and actually get it fighting. That's the other thing. This guy has no space for electronics or anything because most of this side is actually a brushless motor. So this side over here is where I have to jam all the electronics and they don't fit. So yeah, we're gonna have to do something a little bit better than this. So let's fire the printer up and get going. Okay, so this version is not going to work. I'm attempting to use these tiny little 3mm bearings. Now, they are not working very well at all. They have this tiny little flange on them, and I thought that I could use that to grip hold of the ring, but this is about my 5th attempt putting this thing together on camera, and that just did not work. So we're going to move on. We're going to try this again, but instead we're going to use a different type of bearing. Now, I got these bearings from a company in China, and yeah, the Chinese company at one point sent me M4 bearings rather than M3 bearings. So I have 4 M4 bearings, flange bearings like these ones, but just a size up, that I'm going to try and use instead, because they're just a little bit bigger and they have a bigger flange on them. And with 4 of them, I think I've got a bit of a different way of gripping hold of the ring, so we might be able to do something a little bit better. So let us fire up the printer again. Okay, so there we go, we're actually starting to make progress. This is probably the freest this ring has ever spun before, especially given the fact that it's actually turning that brushless motor as it's spinning. This is amazing. Either I've had the motor turn and the whole thing just seize, or I've had free spinning motion, but never both at the same time. This is exciting. This is really, really exciting. So this is a very good track to start going down. The only problem is that every now and again, this does seize up a little bit, and the reason it does that is because of the tolerances between the ring and the 3D printed standoff blocks that are in underneath the bearings, kind of keeping them up off the ground and giving the room for the ring to ride around and also to lift it up so it hits the brushless motor. And that is a bit of an issue because these bearings are kind of tiny. If I pull one of these guys out just real quick, let's see if I can get this guy out. Yep, there we go. So these things are ridiculously small. I mean, look at this thing. There is not a lot of room between the inner diameter and the outer diameter for the ring to run on, which means that there is not a lot of space that I can push out past the inner ring, and yeah, that just makes everything a little bit messy. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to use this as a prototype for the Mark 10, and we're going to reprint the Mark 10, but this time we're going to take these bearings and we're going to buff these blocks out a little bit, similar to the way I've done it in the Mark 9. So in the Mark 9, I had these little printed pieces of plastic which ran the ring around, and this is actually probably the best the ring has ever stayed together, and this is actually a really, really free spinning version, but as I mentioned earlier, it does not use nylock nuts, so it gets a bit interesting as you try and spin it around. But the ring holds really, really well into these bearing pulleys. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something similar and print a block that buffs this little bearing out to a bigger width, but we're also going to add these little chamfers in here as we've done with this one, but we're doing it in the reverse. So in this case, the chamfer in is on the little things with the bearings in it, and then the chamfer out is on the ring. In the new version, we're going to have a track with chamfers in it, which is basically what this one already is, and then we're going to have chamfers on the outside of this pointing out so that the bearings lock, or the bearing extenders lock into here. Now, doing that, we're also going to be able to add nylock nuts to the whole affair, so we're going to have nylocks instead of these little plastic risers that I've got. And that will kind of push everything out a little bit. I might need to reposition the brushless motor, but that I'm very, very happy with. So we are definitely going to do a version 2 of this build, and we are going to actually build the Mark 10 properly and fight it in the next episode. That's probably going to be kind of 2 to 3 episodes away. So if you want to see this ring spinner spin up, please do subscribe. And yeah, we'll have a new video out with the ring spinner up and running at some point in the future. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed that one, and I will see you in the next video.